Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the At the Pylon podcast. Alongside Chandler Betts, my name is Nick Antonakis. Chandler, welcome to our final preview episode of the 2023 NFL season. How you feeling that we've powered through for, what has it been, 5 months now since September? I can't even count.
Yeah, just about. Um, this
Yeah,
has
5 months.
been very fun. However, I'm excited to see the Patriots season end.
Yeah, and,
Excited,
and don't
excited to see
worry,
it play in the
everybody.
playoffs.
Still a lot more at the Pylon to come. The
Oh
the
yeah,
podcast will not end after the season. We're gonna
I've
drop
been
down.
cooking for you guys.
Chandler has been cooking. I need to pull out my apron and start cooking because I have not cooked yet. But after this week, we're gonna drop down to one episode a week. We haven't really decided what concrete day it's gonna be on yet. That'll be more focused on when our schedules come out for the next semester.
Yeah.
But regardless, you're still going to be getting at the Pylon content. Do not stress. We will stay here. But
Oh yeah.
before all that happens, Chandler, we still have another Patriots game to preview. Week 18 at home against none other than the New York Jets. Now, before we kind of dive into this preview, Chandler, we're going to spend this preview episode previewing debatably in a more important event happening the day after the game.
Yep.
Mike Reese most recently reported yesterday on this article from Sports Illustrated, restating his report. I'll quote the
Remember the
article
weekend.
directly. Quote, less than 24 hours after Sunday's Foxborough farewell at Gillette Stadium, which is this upcoming Sunday, Bill Belichick may have his New England Patriots fate decided in a summit with owner Robert Kraft. According to ESPN, Bill Belichick will meet Monday morning with Kraft and his son, team president Jonathan, at One Patriot Place. Reporter Mike Reese says, though a quote, final decision hasn't been made, Belichick will have to convince the pair that the reasons for the disastrous season are quickly repairable. Just to add to that, before we dive into our real reactions to this, Bill Belichick on the Greg Hill show earlier this week. Obviously, the guy's been getting bombarded with questions surrounding his future in every press conference that's happened after last week's game. He was faced with multiple questions relating to his future on the Greg Hill show. Here are just a couple quotes that will rip away. First of which from Belichick that says, quote, whatever success I've had, I've tried to go about my job the same way every week. Win, lose, good years, bad years, whatever they are. Each week, get ready to go for that week. Do the best you can to help your team win. And after the game, move on to the next one. And at the end of the season, that's the end of the season. But on a week to week basis, I don't want to spend time or get caught up in what has happened 5 years ago or what's going to happen 2 years from now and a bunch of other random stuff. I'm just working on the Jets. I'm committed to the team that I'm coaching right now, the players that are here. They deserve my best every day, and that's what I'm going to give them. Now, Chandler, we'll both react to this news here, but I'll start with you. At least in my opinion, it seems like Belichick is sort of acknowledging the fact that he may be done after this week, despite reports from Reese saying that no decision has been made. What do you think?
Uh, I read the same thing. Kind of sounds like a marked man to me, which is wild to say. And having read the Mike Reese report, saying that a decision hadn't been made, but he has to prove to them or say that it's going to be a quick fix. I wonder what they mean by a quick fix, be that a wild card playoff exit like we had in 2021, or if that be a or 2022, uh, or that be a like a actual contender team. And I don't think, and this is a very, very weird thing to say. I think that this could be a 2 year fix, but I don't think that Belichick is the right person to take the team through that fix. And that's crazy for me to say. Even like even when we were like Belichick's gonna be gone, he has to go. I didn't know that I would say something like that because frankly, I didn't know how well the defense was gonna play. I think that this is a fixable situation. It's gonna require a lot of overhaul, but with the right people, I think that it's doable. I don't think that offensively Bill Belichick is the right person to lead this team next year.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. I go back and forth about it all the time. If you asked me, I guess 6 or 7 weeks ago, as much as I have been still trying to remain closer to Bill Belichick's side than others, 6 or 7 weeks ago, I was very much on the path of, you know what, this might be it for Bill. A first round pick from the Commanders is looking real good, especially considering where they lie currently in the NFL draft. God forbid we were to make that trade. Yeah, go ahead.
The trade is most likely not going to be for the pick this year. It would probably be for the pick next year.
Yeah,
But
that's a
continue.
good point to add. But I mean, at the time, we were kind of
Sure.
going back and
Yes.
forth of whether or not it would be this year or next year's because the a trade could have happened after that fateful game against the Colts, which we'll talk about a little bit later, because of some other news. But regardless, at that time, that first round pick, and considering how things have developed up to this point, it would have been, tempting for a lot of Patriots fans and supporters to want that, considering how the team was playing. In saying that, you reach this final week of the season. Mac Jones hits the bench, even though you and I both think that although some of the problem definitely falls on his plate, it's not fair to really just shove it all on Mac. But regardless, him coming out of the lineup has seen some improvements on the offensive side of the ball. Sadly, as Bailey Zappi has played okay in some games,
March.
definitely not last week. Yeah, marginally better is a good way to describe it. But in saying that stuff, it's just hard to imagine, despite the turnaround, despite how well the defense has played, what many Patriots fans were thinking was going to happen 6 or 7 weeks ago is unfolding in front of our eyes right now. And everybody's like, whoa, hold on, hit the brakes. Like, we may have been asking for this before, but it's just kind of sudden in a sense that it's actually happening, if that makes any sense. Oh, wait, you cut out.
People want change until they see it.
Wait, say it again.
People want change until they see it.
Yeah, that's good. That is definitely true in this case. And I think honestly, I'm on that boat because after hearing this news, Chandler, I'm at least on the side of, give him another year. Give him maybe that 2 years to try and fix this thing. Do I think that Bill Belichick holding that rights over what may be the second overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft is something that I'm confident in? No. But regardless, I think he has the ability to coach a talented team in front of him. It's just unfortunate that that hasn't been assembled on the offensive side of the ball. And at the end of the day, it's because of him. So
Yeah.
you can't really weigh much past that. But when you look at this meeting coming up on Monday, Reese has said, although it looks bleak from what Belichick has been saying all week, Reese has said no decision has been made, although the Crafts are very much on a pedestal of disappointments. It's still not like a deal is done kind of thing. My main fear comes from Belichick being like, look, man, whatever, do what you want to do. Because that's what it feels like is going to happen. It's almost like Robert Kraft is like, oh, I hope we go into this meeting and Belichick breaks the door down and is like, look, I'm going to fix this. I promise you we have this,
Hmm.
this, and this. But it seems to me that Belichick's just like, well, next week is next week. I'll walk into that meeting and see what happens. And then if they don't want me, I'll go hiking elsewhere, whether it's the Commanders or the Chargers or anywhere else that would want me. So uh, I guess
Yeah.
would you want to weigh in on that take if
Yeah.
you
In a lot of ways, it's like a long-term relationship that has gone stale. One person may really want the other to just fight for them, say that they want to still be together. But if one is apathetic, it's not going to work. And I don't necessarily know if Belichick is apathetic in this situation, but I think that it's going to require a big change in methodology for Bill Belichick to convince the Crafts that he should still be the man to assemble the roster. That's the real key, assembling the roster.
Yeah, and Chandler, we talked about this before. Obviously, Belichick has said multiple times, we'll save the future for the future. And that's all we can really do as Patriots fans. Next Monday's episode is going to be a barn burner for the whole reaction to the
Oh
game
yeah.
and that whole meeting. But coming off that Colts game that you have specifically said has been so decisive in deciding Bill Belichick's
Yep.
future, another big news story that came out recently about that centers around star cornerback Jack Jones that was cut by the New England Patriots. He's been thriving in Las Vegas ever since.
Yep.
It turns out that the second year cornerback, according to Nesson, quote, blew up on positions coach Mike Pellegrino at halftime of the Patriots' Week 10 loss to the Indianapolis Colts in Frankfurt. According to a report on Thursday from the Boston Herald's Andrew Callahan and Nesson's Doug Kyde. Clearly, you talked about it with me before we started
Yep.
recording. If you want to spurt the details, but it's basically surrounding him not starting in the second half.
Yes, there was also the situation with the Commanders game, why he was benched because he did miss curfew. This is obviously known information to us. Uh, I don't think that the coaching staff acted in the wrong manner. However, he blew up. He needed to go. There's a culture here, and whether the culture, which actually I'm now remembering another report that I forgot to tell you about. Um, According to a New England insider, uh, Belichick's crew has a big issue from the Boston Herald, and a quote pulled from it was, "Pat's staff dynamic is word I cannot say on this show." It starts with the letter F though, uh, and it's just so jarring to see Belichick. I dare not say losing control, but there is just so many reports of dissonance in the coaching staff and the players, with, of course, the Gerard Mayo situation that has been going on throughout the course of the season, though I don't know
Yeah,
if we've actually talked about
we have
that
a
there are
little bit.
reports. Yeah.
But to build off that Mayo point, Chandler, I actually
Yes.
saw before recording there was a report, anonymous report from a Patriots player speaking on Gerard Mayo, and he was basically saying like, "That's who I want my coach to be next year. That's the guy I want to play for. Players, coaches are the best. They go beyond the X's and the O's. Like I want Gerard Mayo next year as my coach, basically."
I bet that was Mac Wilson. That's my guess. Because Mac
You think
Wilson
so?
has had a lot of praise for uh Gerard Mayo in the past. That's just obviously me throwing something at a dartboard, but I've seen, as I've done a lot of research on roster composition, hint, hint, about something in the future. Uh, I've seen a lot of reports about how Mac Wilson has been excellent. He's had 3 sacks in the back half of this season as
Yeah.
he's moved to the edge, to the outside linebacker. And he's had so much praise for Gerard Mayo and Steve Belichick in uh, building him to that, as he didn't even play past week 13 last year. And then they re-signed him. Everyone's like, why'd we re-sign him? Because there was a plan, and he's been effective this year, as people have gone down, specifically Judon. So that's my little reading the tea leaves.
Yeah, and kind of drawing focus towards this Sunday's upcoming game against the Jets, Chandler, amongst the dumpster fire regarding Patriots coaching staff. And we'll dive into these couple of injuries here. Hunter Henry is going to be out. Trent Brown has flu-like symptoms. He's going to be out.
Neither of
Um,
whom will ever play a Patriots game again.
I mean, I can at least guarantee that for Trent Brown because of the whole benching last week, which I don't even think we talked about on our reaction episode.
We didn't,
Trent
because the offense was just so bad it didn't
Yeah.
even matter.
Trent Brown was benched after following some comments regarding his extension,
Yep.
even though we gave him that stupid raise midseason. That benching allowed him to not get that money because of the lack of participation throughout the season since that signing. So
Yep.
good for that. I don't want Trent Brown back anymore. So see you never. Hunter Henry, on the other hand, that's a little bit more of a debatable topic, whether or
Hmm.
not he will come back. But you're probably right. Considering the overhaul that's in store for the offense this offseason,
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't work his way back. But regardless, both of those guys are out this Sunday. On the Jets side of things, Zach Wilson is not going to be playing this Sunday. Obviously, neither is Aaron Rodgers, as we were all afraid of leading into this game when we still thought we had
Yeah.
playoff hopes. But regardless, a
Yeah.
lot of injuries in this game, and another big factor that's playing into this contest on Sunday, Chandler, is the huge snowstorm that's
Oh
projected to
yeah.
sweep through Massachusetts. We're expected, at least here in Arlington, where we're
Yep.
on the line of 3 to 6 to 6 to 12 inches of snow. I
Yeah, I've seen
actually
up to
don't
11.
know what the report is for Foxborough. That's pretty interesting. I'm gonna look that up while you
Yeah, it's closer
react
to
to
the
these,
water.
I guess, obstacles that are endowed for this Patriots Jets game on Sunday.
Yes. So, this game, the weather conditions are actually going to be super beneficial to both teams when you really think about it. Because quarterback play is definitely not a strong suit from either of these teams. We have Bailey Zappi, they have Trevor Simeon, not even Zach Wilson. And of course, the run game, our run game has been sort of shaky, but we still have talent in Zeke, and they have Brees Hall, and Brees Hall is a really, 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 I could say really more often, but very good football player. And I don't know what the over under for him is, but after this, I will be taking the over on whatever his rushing yards is. If it's under like 122.5. If it is under that, I will be hammering the over and keeping you guys updated at the next episode. But for the conditions, did you pull what it is?
Yeah, I'm looking. It's like south, right?
Yeah, it's by like Taunton. Again, this means nothing to anybody who is not
Is that near
born around here.
Brockton? Is Brockton near Taunton?
I think so.
All right, so they're like right on the line of like 1 to 3 to 3 to 6.
Okay. It's
So
all about timing also, and the I don't think there should be a whole lot of snow during the game. I believe it's going to start snowing around 11 p.m. It moved up actually earlier today.
yeah, it's 6
Um,
p.m. on Saturday night. It's gonna go all the
yeah,
way through to about 6 p.m. on Sunday.
yeah. Oh, really? I didn't know it was gonna go that long.
Yeah,
But yeah. Regardless of that, cold weather. Hopefully, tickets will be cheap. Uh,
Chandler might
try
swoop
to
in.
we might
Maybe
try
I
to
will.
pull
Maybe
that.
I'll hop on that
Maybe
bandwagon.
we'll do a little live from there. We'll
Live
see.
podcast
Hopefully.
in person with nobody in the
We'll
seats.
get an interview from Chad Ryland. Uh,
Oh, that'd be iconic.
that would be iconic. A tough day for kicking, I would assume.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I doubt they'll
but
even attempt.
yeah, that would be. I don't. Who says we even get close enough to
Going for
getting
two
kicked?
every time. This is high school football now.
Let's do it. Yeah, but it's going to be a very interesting game that does play into both teams' hands if you harken back to the Bills game from a few seasons ago where we
The
threw the
game
ball
that
three
began
times.
Mac Jones's spiral downward.
Yeah, that was definitely the game, right?
Boo.
Uh, boo. Uh, yeah, moving forward
Yeah,
into how the game actually affects the potential of the Patriots winning and the draft stocks. I
yeah,
think
that's
that
a
the
good point.
Patriots definitely have a chance to win this game. And
It sucks to say.
it kind of does, but again, if we go, I want to see the Patriots win. Even if we don't go, I
Yeah.
want to see the Patriots win. And also, so this is a win-win for me. If we lose, we secure at least the third pick. If we win, I got the season prediction right on the record, and I look really smart. It's win-win for me.
Oh my
I'm
God.
I'm so
Bro
balling
is
right now.
valuing his personal ego over the Patriots' future. Would you rather be watching garbage time football for the next 6 years? I don't.
I would rather watch the Patriots win games. Is a winning culture, my friend.
Winning culture with Bill Belichick kicked out the door. No
Hey, if
thanks.
we keep the whole defense next year, that's
No,
fine.
dude,
That
I know
culture can be that culture can keep
if
winning.
we keep the defense and we can somehow like honestly, we got to spend our draft picks on quarterbacks. We need like three offensive linemen in hopes that like two of them pan out. Um, a wide receiver to a tight end. Like just spend all of our picks on offense.
Yep,
Literally don't
pretty
invest a
much.
single pick in defense because
And a
you
kicker.
can probably draw no just get Nick Folk back.
He's gonna retire, I assume.
Pay him 6 million.
Okay. Yeah.
Pay Nick
Run
Folk
it
six
back.
million.
Okay. Bring in Rodrigo Blankenship. I don't know if he's still a free agent even.
I
Goggles.
guess before we preview, I guess, our score predictions and keys, Chandler, for this game, your final rookie
Oh
prediction
yeah.
of the 2023 regular season is upon us. We'll have some more rookie predictions throughout the offseason, but Chandler, your last one for our last preview episode, take it away.
All right. So we've got Brock Bowers, tight end. He really lines up everywhere out of Georgia. He has been the leading receiver for Georgia, I believe, for the last 3 years. That is his freshman, sophomore, and junior seasons. And that includes having had an injury during this year. And I think he still led the team in receiving yards. I could be wrong about that. Don't have that stat in front of me. Uh, got to watch a few of his games. I've been watching them throughout the course of the year, of course, but got to specifically key in on him for two of his games against Auburn and Kentucky this year. Was doing that during while I was substitute teaching. Uh, don't tell people. Uh, but there were so many things that I gained from this game. Both games he had over 120 yards, multiple touchdowns. He is a true weapon wide receiver. Could play pretty much anything. Wide receiver, tight end. He lined up as a fullback. I knew a lot about him as a prospect in terms of his talent in uh, production on the stat sheet. Big thing that I picked up, he moves literally like every play because the entire defense is trying to shade him, trying to double him, whatever they can do to stop him from getting the ball because he is possibly the most clutch third down tight end I've seen in college in a while. He just every time there was a span, and it was the Auburn game where there was just incomplete pass, Brock Bowers catch for 15 yards, incomplete pass, 1 yard run, Brock Bowers catch for 25 yards and a touchdown,
Jeez.
incomplete pass, 30, 46 yard touchdown or whatever it was, something like that. Wild. He'll just casually throw out the craziest one hand catches you'll see. He doesn't look super fast, but I would assume he's gonna run like a 4.7 maybe. Again, I don't have that in front of me. That's just based off of what I see. He's really smart. He finds the zones well. He's worked well with both Stetson Bennett and Carson Beck, making them both look like potential NFL quarterbacks, even though they probably shouldn't have been. And he's a great blocker. Biggest thing that I picked up. Really, really good blocker. Didn't quite know that about him, but he had a couple pancakes even. Real just all around player. Will probably be a top 10 pick, I would hope, for his sake, because he absolutely deserves it. Very talented player. Was kind of expecting the Patriots to end up with him before the season because I thought 5-12 might not get us the third pick or whatever, the fourth pick. But we'll see. He's an excellent player.
Who would you compare him to if you're going to give a pro comparison?
Um, off dome because I didn't come up with one.
I know I always
Uh,
shoot you without even
no, it's good.
preparing.
It's good. I should have one. Um, I'm gonna throw out TJ Hawkinson, and that's a crazy high comparison because TJ Hawkinson is arguably a top 3 or 4 tight end in the league right now, even though he's out for the season. He is excellent, and I see a lot of similarities in their ability to both pass block and catch effectively.
Hmm.
Um, he's really good. I had another one off the top of my head, and I just forgot it. Maybe I'll remember it. Probably not. Yeah, not going to.
Damn. Noah
TJ
Fant.
Hawkinson. Noah Fant actually and TJ Hawkinson both played together in college. They were both at Iowa at the same time. Both tight ends drafted in the first round.
Shout out Iowa.
Shout out Iowa. Iowa's tight end factory. George Kittle. Oh, that was what I was gonna say. Other tight end. Not a comparison, but get ready for from Valentine's Day until the draft for every person who thinks they're really smart to be like, oh my God, Brock Bowers is the next Sam Laporta. I'm so excited for this. Everyone is going to say this. Every single person is going to say that. Get
Why
ready.
from Valentine's Day?
Because I don't know, that's when around the Super Bowl time. I don't know why I didn't say the Super Bowl. I was gonna say February 1st, but I was like, nah, people are still tuned into the NFL on February 1st.
Yeah, that's fair.
Valentine's Day. 'Cause I love love. That's why, Nick. What's wrong with that?
Well, Chandler, we'll draw our focus back to the game. It's time for our keys. I'll shoot through mine first.
Okay.
My first key for the Patriots to get this win this Sunday against the New York Jets, even though I kind of don't want us to win. Zeke has to succeed. All of my keys, I should say, center around the run game, and that's because of the snow. Zappy, I don't believe will be able to throw through the snow. So we got to succeed in the run game. That all starts with Ezekiel Elliott. He's been a superstar since Ramondre Stevenson went down. He was one of the few kind of bright spots, even though he had a lackluster game last week comparative to his previous game since Stevenson went down. He was still one of the brighter spots on our offense in that horrendous offensive game. So Zeke has to step up if we want to succeed. He's got to eat the snow. Second off, use Tyquan Thornton in the run game. We saw this maybe twice over the past couple games, maybe 3 times. Tyquan Thornton has not really panned out from that second round wide receiver that we thought he was going to be. He's very fast. That is something you can't really take away from him. Throw him in a jet sweep. It's been successful in the past. In the snow, defenders are going to be slipping. This guy's fast. Maybe he'll even score a touchdown. Just give him the ball, see what he can do. I honestly think that that's better than any sort of pass catching that he'll be able to do, besides that one great catch that he had. I forget if it was last week or the week before.
The week before, I believe.
It was like a dime from Zappy to Thornton. It was insane
Yeah,
for like 35
the
yards.
seam shot. Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, my last key centers around the Jets running game. And Chandler, you brought this up earlier. Brees Hall, obviously one of the top running backs in this league right now. You got to put him to a halt, especially in the snow. Our defensive line has been great so far this year. Our front seven in general has been pretty fantastic throughout the season, despite the various injuries that they've endured. But regardless, in the snow, it's always harder to defend like that. Brees Hall is, as I said, a superstar running back. They're going to be going to him nonstop, especially with Wilson out. They're basically going to have no quarterback at the helm. So they're going to be running ball a lot, best believe. So you got to attack Brees Hall if you want to succeed. Chandler, take it away.
All right, let's go. First one, sort of similar to some things that you've said, inventive play calling. Now, I don't think that the Patriots are going to especially be able to throw the ball, but I think there has to be the threat that they can. And a way to do that is something that has become very popular in college and the NFL. I don't know if there is a real name for it. I'm sure there is. I call it the modern triple option. And what I mean by that is it's essentially an RPO where instead of the other option being a pitch, the other option is a throw on like a little bubble screen to a wide receiver. You see the Chiefs do this a lot, and you see this literally with every single good college football team. And because I've been watching a lot of college football, it's been on my brain. I think that that is something that Bill O'Brien, having come from get a pro style college offense, but a college football offensive coordinator position last year at Alabama, I think that that is something that would be very important to get some short passes to get Zappy into a rhythm. Hopefully, you don't turn those balls over, and then that allows the run game to become easier because the pass game does exist. Secondly, it is going to be gotta win the special teams battle. I almost was like, get a kick return touchdown. That's obviously unrealistic unless Jalen Rager, my new king, is gonna do it again. Which please do. That'd be really cool. Um, gotta win the special teams battle though. Get a turnover on special teams. Pin them really deep. It's gonna be a big field position battle. This is gonna be war. It's gonna be ugly football, but it's gonna be a game where Bryce Behringer is gonna secure his. I did you see? Oh, we didn't because we don't have a Pro Bowl. I was gonna say he should have been the Pro Bowl punter. He didn't get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That stunk. One of four teams to not have a Pro Bowler. Go us. Uh,
That'll be great when I'm on the NFL red carpet. No Patriots players to talk to.
yep.
Womp
Womp womp
womp.
womp womp.
Maybe
So
Bill
yeah,
Belichick will be there.
maybe he'll be wearing a Chargers pullover. I don't know. We'll see.
No.
But um, yeah, win the special teams battle. Third of which, actually, that's a great segue saying Bill Belichick might be there. Fight for Bill Belichick. I don't know if they will. I don't know if they care enough to. But in the event that this is Belichick's last game, it would suck to see him lose. I really want, that's the big reason that I want us to win. Obviously,
That's
again,
actually fair. I
I want
can't
us to win
lie.
every game. I don't want this to be how because if he loses, there's like a non-zero chance that the Patriots get booed, and by extension, he gets booed, and he doesn't deserve that for everything he's done to be the best head coach, and as much crap as I want to give him, objectively the best GM of all time, uh, arguably the best football mind of all time. Uh, he does not deserve for having built an entire generation of sports and football fans in New England. He doesn't deserve to get booed on his game out. I think they might need to win for that to be the case. So fight for Bill Belichick, please.
Yeah, Chandler. And before we move into our score predictions, you saying the fight for Bill Belichick point and the special teams point has reminded me of a key Patriot that's probably playing his last game of
Yes.
his career,
Oh, Hall of
Matthew
Famer.
Slater.
First ballot Hall of Famer. I don't
He's
care. He's not
got to
going to
be.
get it, but he should. My
Matthew
king.
Slater, he has been not only a special teams god for the
He's the
Patriots for the
greatest special
past
teamer of all time.
decade, but also he has been at the front of the pack in terms of fighting for Bill Belichick,
Yep.
fighting for his future, defending him nonstop. Shout out Matthew Slater.
Shout out Matthew
I
Slater.
hope he scores a touchdown. And I hope honestly, just for all like the draft stuff put aside, even though I don't want us to win, if this game means if winning this game means Slater goes home happy and Belichick keeps his job, I'm throwing away a first round quarterback for that,
Realistically,
sadly.
I'm just thinking about this now, and I have been doing some work on a similar topic today, but it's possible that this is a bunch of people's last games. This could also be another special teamer, Cody Davis's last game. He's 34. It could
Yeah,
also be David Andrews' last game,
that's another
which
one.
would suck because he's still fairly decent, even though he was horrible early in the year.
He was.
Um, this could be a bunch of people's last game, a bunch of the old guard,
It could be
and
Bill Belichick's.
that too. Hopefully
Damn.
not.
Damn.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Now, do you want us
let's
to lose, Nick? Huh?
no, but in my score prediction, I am sadly picking the Patriots to lose. I say 31-27, the Jets win. My key, I guess, wild card prediction is that there's going to be 3 defensive scores in this game,
Oh,
3 defensive touchdowns.
okay. Hammer that. That's got to be good odds. Uh,
Remember me when I'm gone.
oh yeah.
To
Jesus, where are you going? Uh,
the Super Bowl.
oh yeah. There we
No,
go.
you go. What's your score
Okay.
prediction?
My score prediction, it's a weird one. I have a 20-11 score. You know who's gonna win? The New England Patriots are gonna win. I am picking the Patriots to win this game. Do I want us to? Yes.
How are the
Are we
Jets getting
going to
11 points?
8-3
Why?
or 6-2-3? Could be either.
Oh my
Eight
God.
and three though. Is it gonna
Bailey
go for two?
Zappi, safety on the first play. Let's go.
Unreal. Imagine.
W.
Yep.
That'll be a win. We win the game. Bailey Zappi gets a safety first play, and Matthew Slater goes home happy. Zappi sucks. Belichick stays. Slater celebrates. That's a
Woo.
win in my book.
Oh yeah.
Regardless, try and enjoy this emotional roller coaster of a game this weekend, everybody. If Chandler and I are there, we will be covering it live in person on the Instagram. That'll be
Probably won't
kind
be,
of
but we'll
fun.
try.
We probably won't be, but we'll try through the snow and the ticket prices. But regardless, try your best to enjoy the game. Possibly the last game in a, I guess, historic Patriots era. Alongside Chandler Betts, my name is Nick Antonakis. We'll see you on Monday for a full reaction episode.